I am not a cheerleader, I am a free woman. This feels delightful.
What, having a little bit of extra space? Or being back with me?
Yeah, being back with you is what I was going to say. Yeah.
Although, she's treating me now.
Yeah,
she's
moved
been
to the living room.
squashing me into her room and letting the guests fucking record in here. So much nicer in here.
Since we discovered that actually it sounds okay when we record in the living room, we were just sort of...
Well, I thought Laura's episode was one of the best sounding ones yet, personally.
Yeah, it sounds pretty... Yeah, she's got a lovely voice to listen to.
Yeah, she sounds comfortable. So.
She was like, oh, I'm really nervous. But then when you get her talking, she likes to talk. And I like to listen. So, yeah it works.
She forgot that mic was there, didn't she?
But it does feel like ages since we've done this.
Yes, and I'm snotty. I've got a cold. You had a cold last time.
Last time we were together, I had a cold. You don't sound as bad as I sounded, I don't think.
No. The thing is, I think I sound okay until, you have that one big gush of snot and you really need to blow your nose. Like just now.
Gush is a good word for that.
I'm sorry that I'm putting my snotty tissue on your...
Hey, listen,
soundproof blanket, but...
you got to do what you've got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, we do have a bin, so you don't have to do that, but, it's fine. What are we doing today? I'm so excited about this.
We're doing Sadie J.
Yeah, we are.
This one's been a long time coming, I think. I had this one in mind when you first suggested the idea to me.
I remember going to Madrid, where you were living for a year, and we spent, before we went out... of an evening, we watched an episode of Sadie J.
We did.
And it shocked me because we were talking about it and apart from Laura, you are the last person that I would expect to remember Sadie J.
Yes.
Because it was coming to the end of our childhoods.
Yes.
And it's also not the thing I would expect you to watch.
No, I watched Sadie J as it was released. Every series of it.
Wow.
And it stopped being released in...
2013.
Which I was 14 in. That, for me, I mean, it's absolutely fair if you were a normal 13-year-old watching Sadie J, but for me...
For you, no.
I was too old. At that age, I was too old to be watching something like that. And yeah, I still enjoyed it.
You can see where I'm coming from, saying that you are probably the last person to... Yeah. Why is that? What did you like about it?
Because I watched adult TV, that's why, I mean...
But what did you like about... Why did you watch Sadie J?
Well, I remember when I was younger, I was, a bit of a snob about, media that I consume.
Not anymore, that's gone out the window.
Not anymore, but, I was quite a snob about, the music that I would listen to... I was quite a bit of a snob about the TV. I wouldn't watch kids' TV because I was a bit of a snob about it. I was very late to the High School Musical game because well, I think my mum thought it was a bit ridiculous and was a bit about it. So I was as well.
Sure.
And then when I actually got round to watching it, I really enjoyed all of it. Not that my mum had any fucking right to be snobby about any kids' TV or anything like that, because she watched kids' TV
more than you did.
And she fucking loved Twilight as well. So it's
yeah.
You really pick and choose what you're snobby about, Vicky, and you've got no fucking right.
You're Love Island, Selling Sunset, and last week we both watched for the first time Happy Feet 2.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's one of the best films of all time, and I love it.
I think watching Sadie J at that age was I watched it because I enjoyed it. I didn't shout about the fact that I watched it because I thought, oh, well, I'm watching Sadie J, but I don't think there's anything wrong with just enjoying what you enjoy, and I think that's one of the first things maybe that quote-unquote guilty pleasure, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, big thoughts this early on in the episode. Yeah. It's maybe the last big thought we'll have.
Somebody tell me why I'm always surrounded by boys. Give me a break. They got attitude, kinda cute, but when they're in trouble, takes a girl to save the day. I love another girl around the place.
wasn't like that.
I'm still not.
She's never been snobby about anything in her life.
No.
So
No, I will tell you the two things that I would class as my guiltiest pleasures, but even then I'm not that guilty about it. I don't feel that bad. So
Pornhub.
No, Cats the musical.
No, I love Cats. I love Cats because Elsie made me watch Cats.
And it's actually
because we went to see me, you, your brother, and our friend Sarah, and Betty and your sister, went to see Cats 2019 when it came out, and it was such a good hate watch. I loved it, of every second of it. I couldn't believe it was happening. But at that point, I hadn't seen like the original stage production, and now I have. And I remember Elsie, even at the time, being like, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to like this much," and Elsie being like, "No, you will." And she was right, like, I absolutely loved it. So I don't think that you should feel guilty about it, because I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah, but it's the one that generally most people consider to be, like, the most cringe of most pieces of media. The other one is Michael Flatley's Lord of the Dance.
Yeah, fair.
I actually...
Keep that one under wraps.
Don't mind the occasional...
Mr. Flatley.
Mr. Flatley, yes.
What's the Michael Flatley film that our housemate has told us about?
Oh, is it Blackbird or...
Blackbird, yeah. I think, yeah.
Can't wait to watch that.
And it's like his production company or something, like pretty much like written, directed, starred in by Michael funded by Michael Flatley. And she says it's appalling.
Yeah, it's like he's cast himself as Bond, basically.
Yeah.
And it's apparently dreadful.
Yeah, really awful.
Speaking of dreadful pieces of media... Sadie J, what is it? Who is it? When is it?
Kit Carter got asked to organise the Y Club Fair and Fashion Show. Actually, I got the job at 11:52, but let's not cover other details.
Fantastic, Kit Kat! I thought Trogface Chloe always did that.
Not anymore. I am now the official Y Club Charity Fair and Fashion Show organiser. OICC Fessa, for short.
Catchy.
And I get a blinked up Bluetooth Britney Bopalicious headset.
Bluetooth?
Uh-huh. My vision for the day is insane. There'll be shishi stalls, a gold tombola, a delicious dish competition, and a frog face-off at the fashion show. I'm literally tingling.
But kid, I'd make a perfect designer. What does this outfit say to you?
This girl has been living with boys all her life.
Oh, come on. Fashion is in my blood. Yeah, because Steve's overalls are so chic. I was talking about my mum. Check these out. All original designs. Please. It would have been her dream to have me succeed in something she was so good at.
Don't play the dead mum card.
Please.
Sadie J. It's a sitcom based around the life of a girl called Sadie J.
Yeah, half Welsh she is.
Couldn't come up with and they really buy into that aspect of her personality because they had to get funding from somewhere.
Was it BBC Wales?
No, it's not. But I imagine that it was that's part of what they sold it as. Like, it's a bit diverse because it's got a half Welsh girl in it. Anyway, yeah,
and it's got a gay in it, but we don't say that he's gay.
Got a gay in it, but he's 12, so it don't count. And the premise is that like she lives with her dad and brother and dad's apprentice in like a mechanics, and it's her like trying to.
She's the only girl in a boy's world.
Basically, which is the premise if you listen to the theme song, and maybe in the first series, but it comes up a lot less than you think.
Yeah, it's
the premise
not explored.
Is Sadie J is I was going to say she's an only child. She's not.
She's got massive only child energy.
She's got massive. Let's just say it now. She's a full-on bitch. She's a horrible person.
Yeah, and Meg is an only child, and she's saying that.
Yeah,
like I'm not saying that all only children are bitches. I don't believe that. One of them's right in front of me, and I actually really like her. But Sadie J is a narcissistic psychopath.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but we'll get into that.
I imagine we'll get emails now having, branded her as a narcissistic psychopath from, like the medical expert and Laura.
Yeah.
Saying, no, she's not. I'm like, she fucking is,
she's
though,
awful.
Isn't she? She's awful.
We'll get into it. So it's a sitcom, basically. It's Sadie J, her little brother and his best friend,
What are they called?
I can't fucking remember.
The best friend is called Jake. I can't remember what the...
Danny
and Jake, yeah.
Danny and Jake. So they've got their little B plot in each episode.
Yeah.
The dad, played by Steve Spears, and his...
I like Steve Spears
me
a
too.
lot.
And his apprentice, they have their little C plot.
Keith is the apprentice.
He's the best character. He's the best thing about the show.
Him and the dad. I love them, and I love their interactions.
Yes.
Just out of general curiosity, what colour paint did I ask you to use on this car? Was it Sunset Silver or Sunset Amber?
What's the difference?
You do need glasses, don't you?
No. Yeah. I've run out of contact lenses. They're in the post, but I'm blind till Friday. I hate wearing my glasses.
Oh, why, mate? Yes. Ooh, yes. Well, look, don't worry. And there's only me and you in here, isn't it, eh? Nobody's going to see it.
The main plot is Sadie and her two best friends. So there's Dee Dee, who is a standard nerd.
Yeah.
Like...
she's always wearing her school uniform.
She's got braces.
She's got
glasses.
Yeah.
And she uses too many long words. Yeah. And it's like, you know how you've got like the nerd character and their joke is that they use words.
Yeah, they talk.
That's it.
Sass, I've just had the best idea ever. Let me guess, it's about space cargo or junior mastermind? Wrong, it's about both. Ta-da! You see, I was at home drinking an Earl Grey tea, and I had this crazy idea to dress up as a space cargon for my first round of Junior Mastermind. Okay, firstly, you're 13! What are you doing drinking Earl Grey tea? And secondly, what is Earl Grey tea?
That is it.
That's it, yeah.
And Kit, her other best friend...
Her gay best friend.
They don't call him that. They call him... her bling friend.
Yeah. Also, he's also awful. He's also a horrible person. Not as bad as Sadie, but I think he's...
I think they tried to paint him as like a catty gay character.
He is.
But he's not. Like when you compare him to Sadie, like he's a little bit self-involved, but he's not nasty.
If you were friends with him, you'd roll your eyes and just move on.
If Sadie was your friend, she wouldn't be your friend.
Yeah. That girl's lucky to have the two friends she's got.
Honestly.
Yeah.
What should we talk about now?
You've also got there's some other characters. So there's like I think it changes between the series, but there's always like the rival girl. So one I think a couple of the series, it's a girl called Whitney, I think, who works at the diner.
Yeah,
and then Chloe
is the diner waitress in the first
series, and then it changes to like a girl who, as we said the other week, looks like Frankie from the Saturdays. She's got the
very
Frankie
much
haircut. Yeah.
No, she's not the waitress. She's the cheerleader.
Yeah, but I thought she worked at the diner as well or something.
No, there's a girl that works at the diner in series 3, and her mum ends up marrying Sadie's dad.
That's right.
So they hate each other at first, and then they're fine. And the thing is, Sadie would have more female friends if she didn't like. If the show is like actually actively anti-feminist. Like, all the other girls are like mean bitches, and they're always the reason that Sadie's not getting what she wants. And it's like, if you weren't turning all these people against each other, it's...
Well, the thing is, Sadie J has got massive, like... She's got, like, the opposite of the Sharpay Evans effect. As in, like, when you're a kid and you're watching High School Musical, you're supposed to hate Sharpay because she's, like, this bitchy character who... self-absorbed. You know, she's nasty to Gabrielle, who's meant to be... Was it Gabriella?
Gabriella,
who's meant to be, like, the main character who you're really meant to root for. But when you grow up and you watch High School Musical back, like we do sometimes...
Yeah. Sharpay was fine.
Sharpay was fine. You sympathise a bit with her because she is constantly overlooked all the time.
Yeah.
It's not really a case of her... She's very privileged and she does get a lot of what she wants, but she doesn't get the opportunities that I think she really should
You're right that Sadie J is the complete opposite of
Whereas
that.
Sadie J is like, you're supposed to sympathise with her because she's like the only girl and she's, you know, doing her best. But when you grow up and you watch it, you look at it and you're like, no one wants to be friends with you because you're a horrible cow.
She does some horrible things.
She does some genuinely horrible things.
We'll get into the specifics of that. But I want to talk about the overall vibe of the show now.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So, it's actually quite painful to watch.
I still really enjoy it.
Okay, I mean, not as in painful to watch as in the cringe of it. I mean the attack on the senses that it is.
Oh, it is quite an attack on the senses. It's one of those, like, sitcoms that still has... well, I guess a lot of sitcoms do still have these, but it's got, like, the card that goes in between... when it cuts between scenes.
Yeah.
But the Sadie J one is it's not like the Big Bang Theory that's kind of a bit of a sound effect and like a bit of a visual. It's like a huge piece of music and a lot of colours and a character dancing on the screen. Yeah. It's like, why is there so much noise all the time?
I never noticed this when I was a kid and I was watching it. And I loved it as a kid, by the way. Yeah. I don't know why I did, but
I did.
Because I don't think I even found it funny. I think I just enjoyed it. But now...
Easy watching, innit?
Yeah, I watch it. And the first thing that struck me when I watched it back is... it's the worst use of canned laughter that I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't mind fake laughter. It works sometimes in some sitcoms. But this is so obviously fake. Like, what it does is sometimes the laughter comes in before the punchline and then obstructs the punchline. Like, you can't hear it. So it's like the show is saying, you're going to laugh at this bit, you're going to laugh at this bit. Yeah. And it's like, why is there so much of it?
It's really preemptive and the sound balancing is very bad.
Like, it's really bad.
I don't think I ever used to notice it that much, but now if the like volume of the speech isn't, you know, significantly louder than that of the music or whatever, or the kind of it is.
This might be us getting old.
It might be us getting old, but it's also just very, very difficult to concentrate on.
We have been watching
it
on YouTube as well, and the sound is not great. I'm going to say this now. The audio I'm getting for the clips is from YouTube, and it's not the best.
It isn't the best.
I'm going to try and cut around the bits where it sort of like attacks your ears, but
that's part of the journey.
It's part of the journey. I don't really know why it's not on iPlayer like everything else. I guess the BBC's ashamed of it.
Do you know what I also noticed is that it's got quite a lot of extras for a kids show. Like, there's a lot of characters in it. Like,
yeah, and the set design is quite brilliant.
Yeah, there's a lot of like characters who speak. There's a lot of characters that get brought in for single episodes. And then there's a whole set that's a diner that's always full of people. So it's like they're trying to distract you from how bad it is with just the sheer amount of people that are always on the screen.
Stuff that is there.
And like, because there's so many characters, it's like they're always trying to fit like 4 people in a frame.
Yeah.
Especially in like, because it's in a mechanic, there's a...
Always a car.
It's not a mechanic, is it? It's a garage. There's scenes where it's Keith, Sadie's dad, Sadie's aunt, and the car as the 4th character.
Yeah.
All in the same shot. And it's crowded and very, very cluttered.
Yeah, and her bedroom is like full of posters and stickers and like lights.
Yeah.
And it's, if you pause it and look at the background, there are some amazing, like, relics of 2011 posted up on her wall.
Well, it really, really went hard with pop culture at the time. Like, Bridesmaid Amundo, there's a lot of references to the royal wedding in it.
Yes!
They're, like, making Pippa Middleton references.
They are!
Like, people remember now who Pippa Middleton is. It's like, even I, for a second, had to go, yeah, who the fuck is that?
No, this is something that I want to talk about a lot, actually, because... the thing I would say about Sadie J, and I think the only thing that gives it any merit in the year 2023, is that it's an incredible, very dense, concise a time capsule.
Yes.
It's a what's that star called? A white dwarf.
Yeah.
It's a white dwarf of a time capsule of 2010 to 2013.
Oh yeah.
Like the people that she referenced, like JLS,
Yep.
Justin Bieber, but I mean, I guess he's still around, but he was liked back then.
Yes.
And this is the big one, Cheryl Cole.
Cheryl Cole gets mentioned
Cheryl Cole.
quite a bit.
So much. I want to get into this, but just while we're talking about the vibe of the show, can we talk about the fucking language that they use?
Yeah.
I can't be doing with it, Meg. I can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So the episodes are called things like
Bridesmaid
Mundo, Crushalicious.
But the thing is, it's like they had a few ideas and then ran out, because a lot of them are Alicious or Ramundo.
Yes, or Tastic. Or, yeah. And like the language she uses is like Major Tastic emergency, Dad. Like she just makes words longer, and that's kind of the joke. And she does it, and Kit does it. And Dee Dee doesn't do it.
And yet Dee Dee's the one that they make fun of, like, for, you know, for saying the long words. It's not fucking her, though, is it? Because at least the words she says are real.
Yeah. It's like, I kind of imagine Sadie J as like the real life groovy chick made flesh.
Yeah.
Because she's got the hair.
She looks like Groovy Chick.
And the fashion. Okay, so her and Kit, not so much everyone else, but her and Kit, like, layers for days.
Yeah, like...
layers, hats, scarves.
Kit's very... Yeah,
waistcoats.
Scarf, waistcoat, fedora, but in a gay kind of way.
Always a fedora, yes.
Not in a brony
fedora
kind
tipper,
of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sort
everything's
of
got a
before they
pattern.
were uncool.
Yeah, just before they were
Just
uncool.
before they were
yeah.
uncool.
It's an ugly show.
It's a very ugly show, but it's a product of its time. Like I'm sorry, I need to wipe my nose again now. Sorry.
It's all right. So the kind of the philosophy of this show that I love and hate so much is I can't really describe it any other way. It's incredibly girly.
It's what adults at the time thought little girls wanted.
Yes.
Teenage girls wanted.
So in every episode, Sadie either has a crush on a boy and is trying to impress him, or she's desperately trying to get tickets to see JLS or Justin Bieber, or she's desperately trying to get into Bridesmaid of the Month magazine. Like, that is kind of the position that the show takes, and she's getting Kit, her best friend that has these sorts of interests, to help her, and Dee Dee is always like a little bit opposed to that, and she makes points, like she makes feminist points, and Sadie's like, oh, who cares? And that's kind of just the philosophy of the show. And then you've got that's broken up, like that attack on the senses with that crazy language that she uses, like constantly in your face. That's broken up with the stuff that takes place in the garage and the stuff that takes place in her little brother's bedroom.
I just can't get over how many sets there are.
Yeah, that are actually very good.
There's a kitchen, there's a garage, there's a tree house.
Sorry, not bedroom, tree house, yeah.
There's the Sadie's bedroom, there's the diner. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's others.
It's very kind of weirdly American, because her rivals...
Who hangs out at a diner?
It's a diner, and her rivals are cheerleaders.
Yes.
The leader of who looks like Frankie from the Saturdays, which is another very 2011 thing.
Yeah.
I love the Saturdays, actually. I think they had some bops.
No, I agree.
They really did. They were good in their time.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. It's very American. It doesn't really know what it is. We couldn't figure out where it's set either.
Yes, because her family is Welsh.
Her dad is Welsh because...
Steve Spears.
But then Kit is we've just had a conversation about where we think Kit is from, because he's really northern. We think northwest somewhere, but he does sound a bit Leeds at times as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Bit Lancashire sometimes.
Bit Lancashire, yeah. And then Dee Dee, who's just...
Everyone else kind of sounds like they're from London.
Well, apart from Mel Giedroyc. Or Giedroyc, however...
Yeah.
I don't know. Because... can I get into this now?
Yeah, you can get into this now,
right.
Of course.
So Mel Giedroyc plays the diner owner, who is ambiguously Eastern European.
Mm-hmm.
And I only noticed today that in the opening credits, every character is introduced with their name, and then I guess like a small summary.
Sadie's dad. Sadie's best friend.
Yeah. Sadie's little brother. And then Mrs. V, who is the Mel Giedroyc, is introduced as Mrs. V,
the scary diner owner.
And she's made this like acting decision, or it's in the script. God forbid.
It is in the script. I mean,
that she's ambiguously Eastern European.
Yeah, because there's loads of references to her home country.
Her home country.
Because you have all been whinging about my not staging enough of these so-called fun activities, although what isn't fun about ping pong? Or Wiffy Waffy, as we call it back in Klaipeda. Wiffy Waffy. I remember the big final back in 86. Do, dee, and sometimes dee, do, and once, just once, do, dee, dee, do, dee, dee. Good times.
Miss V isn't gonna know JLS.
I know JLS. I prefer XZJ. They're huge in Klaipeda. Labas dienas, vititis. Labas dienas, geralitis. Ow, hot, crazy. Digga-digga-doo. Oh, ow, XJS.
2 shakalaka shakes, please.
And she is a bit scary, but
she's the funniest bit of the show.
Xenophobic.
It does. I mean, the only bits that I laugh at are sometimes Keith. And
Keith's very funny.
Yeah.
Keith's from London as well, so there's
but
that
like more
as well.
explicitly. I think that Keith's voice is so good. Like, his acting decisions are excellent, because you know how sort of a little bit older than adolescent boys speak in a way that it actually sounds like a lot of effort, like it's painful for them. That's how he sounds, and I think it is hilarious.
He's one of the best actors on that show.
He elevates it.
He's good.
Yeah.
I haven't got all day. And I've got to get old Betty here in tip-top shape, ready for the wedding. Come on.
That's just the problem. I'm not even invited to the wedding, and I live here. Thought I was supposed to be part of the family.
You are part of the family, and of course you're invited to the wedding, you bonehead.
Well, I haven't had an official invite, like on a fancy piece of paper.
It'd be a waste of fancy paper, wouldn't it? We know you're coming to the wedding.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Yeah. Not only are you invited, you also get a +1.
Get a +1 too?
No, just the one.
Oh, no, I'm never mind. Brilliant.
Well, now that that's sorted, let's do some work, shall we? Pass me the combination wrench, will you?
No can do, sorry.
Oh. Why not?
Got my own combination to sort first. Pick my +1 for the wedding. Man, this is going to take all day.
Because everyone else in the show, you know, bar Steve Spears and Mel Giedroyc,
I mean, they're children, aren't they?
All talk in the same way that's like someone told them to enunciate and they really ran with it.
Yeah.
Like, they pronounce barring... Well, the thing is, Kit does as well, but he does have an accent. But they...
And it's an excellent accent.
They say every T, every full... Like, everything is punctuated. And, like, their mouths move with such... It's sort of in a way that Elsie speaks when she's on mic, because she's radio trained. But, like, these kids, like someone said to them, make sure you pronounce all of these words properly. And they went, okay, and then overdid it.
Not easy when they're supposed to be, like, teenagers talking in slang. And they've made the language they use so... difficult to get your mouth around.
Yes. Yeah. Like, nothing that the kids say sounds natural.
Yeah.
And it's not for want of them being bad actors. They're all fairly good.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're all fine. It's just the way they all speak, because they all do it. I don't want even like the little brother and his friend speak in the same.
I actually think that they're because they're really young in it. They're
really good though,
good.
aren't they?
They are good. Yeah.
I think I can't.
I especially think Danny is very good.
I was going to say I think Danny is brilliant.
Yeah.
Danny, if you're listening, I think you're a really good actor.
So that's what 6-month pocket money looks like. Your file's bigger than mine.
What can I say? It's not my fault I get £3 more a week.
Well,
Yeah.
ready.
Let the Dino Ninja Warrior Sticker Fest commence! Push that door in exchange for Trackable. Deal. Sumu Raptor?
as if that's the most common card in the whole entire series. But I will take it off your hands if we throw in a T-Hex.
What? The legendary leader of the Dino Ninja Warriors. Come off it. I've been looking for that since I was born.
Strength 10. Ninja power 10. Deadliness 10. I don't know anyone who's got one of them. I don't even know anyone who's seen one.
I don't think it exists.
Jakey boy, I disagree. I have a feeling that today is our lucky day.
We literally couldn't find that. I mean, there's almost nothing about Ronan Carter.
No.
Who plays
Kit.
Yeah. While we're talking about Camp Ronans from circa 2010.
Okay.
Do you remember Ronan Park?
No.
You would remember his Britain's Got Talent audition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we
go. Okay.
I mean, if I had £1 for every time there was a Camp Ronan circa 2010, I'd have £2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
It was probably a lot. It was a lot more back in 2011 as well. Or £2.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's worth
saying
more.
It got you a lot more Freddos than it gets you these days.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I once asked, so do you remember my manager Sammy from a few years ago?
Yes.
I said to Sammy, do you remember Ronan Park? I don't know why it was in my head. I was just thinking about this kid that was famous for 2 years after Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And he said, no, Elsie, I don't remember Ronan Park. And then I was like, actually, this is a 35-year-old man that grew up in Egypt. Of course, he doesn't fucking know who Ronan Park is. Even I don't. I barely know who Ronan Park is.
Sometimes you're trying to make conversation with people and you do it the wrong way. It happens to the best of us.
It's like, what I often do is start a conversation about something I barely know anything about, and Ronan Park is one of those things. So, Ronan Carter, I actually think you are hilarious in Sadie J. Not because of the script, which is dire. I don't mind saying that.
Anyway, I was Googling you because I want to know if you are where you're from. Because
we're talking directly to you now.
I imagine that is your accent, and I want to know where you're from.
I kind of love that in series 1 he was trying to do not a neutral accent, but kind of more neutral, because he's pronouncing words more and the language is quite a lot.
Yeah.
His O's sound like O.
Yes, but
that's
not
slips.
him.
That's slips. Yeah. Series 2 and 3, his voice is actually broken by that point as well, and he's given up. It's it's such a strong accent,
and it's better that way.
It is better that way. It's actually funny.
Yeah, it is. No,
I can't
really
think
funny.
of any particular. No, I can think of one line that. This is so bad. I don't actually think that they meant for this to be as funny as it was.
Okay.
Because I know that whoever wrote the script doesn't know how to be funny. But this, I think, was funny by accident. That's a testament to how unfunny it is.
Yeah.
But so his cousin is over, and.
Oh, I know.
Right, let's talk about this episode. Okay, so...
Right, just give me 1 second to blow my nose and I'll be right back with you.
Let's get into this.
Oh, I beg you leave that in.
Yeah. I guess at this point, we're talking about individual notable episodes, right?
Yes.
So, This one,
let's talk about the 3 that I have watched. I think, have you only watched 3 recently?
3 or 4, yeah.
Because there is only so many of these episodes you can watch before you've got a headache.
Yes. So there's one where Kit's cousin is visiting from Wales. And
Fuck me, there's so many Welsh cunts in this.
And he's a rugby lad.
And his name is like...
Yolo.
So,
yeah.
Not only has he got a Spanish-sounding name...
Well, it is a bit, yeah.
Well, Yoli's a name, isn't it?
It's a Welsh name, yeah.
Sounds well Spanish, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's Welsh rugby-playing cousin.
And this cousin just seems like just a nice man.
He's
just really nice.
He's much nicer than every other character
that's ever been on
the show. He's just a poor, normal boy.
Yeah. So he's talking to Kit about rugby, and Kit is ashamed of his the fact that he is, quote unquote, a Lady Gaga fan. So Gaga is used many, many times in Gagalicious, and it's used so much that you almost feel like they're using it as a byword for gay, which well, they are.
Yeah.
So he's basically pretending that he's also into rugby.
Yeah, Rugbylicious.
Yeah.
Rugby-amundo.
And everyone's like, but you're fashion-tastic. You're not into rugby. It's like, okay, just say gay. I mean, I know that it's like CBBC in 2010.
I think plenty of gay people like rugby. I think just to be safe, we need to put that out there. You can like whatever you want.
That's just a little bit too nuanced for Sadie J, I think.
There's no nuance in this show whatsoever.
So basically, he's pretending to be someone he's not, and his cousin's talking to him about rugby, and he says, "How's your passing?" And Kit says, "Great, I've passed." And I think that is the best use of his accent in the entire show. I think it is accidentally hilarious.
He's doing in that scene. He's doing a really, really good job of being flustered as well.
Yeah.
Like the delivery is immaculate. It's really.
So, how's your passing coming?
Great, I've passed.
Not the ball.
Oh, I'm rugger-tastic. Hello?
What's with the voice?
Nothing. I've got a cold. Now, what do you want?
To meet his hot cousin, duh. Watch this. It's nothing. Just that a 50-foot inflatable Lady Gaga is sailing over the Wye right now. I think it's a publicity stunt for her new album. Or something.
Really? One sec.
Kitty cat. What's going on?
Don't say anything. You see, I told my cousin Yellow a teeny-weeny white lie.
That she like rugby and sport and wearing shapeless one-size jerseys just like him.
How did you guess?
Kit, you may not believe this, but before I was a sophisticated woman of the world.
You lied about being a rugger bloke, too.
Don't be ridiculous. My cousin Visnes did. And I will tell you now what I told him then. Be yourself. Otherwise, it will all end in schnoodly tears.
Passed.
Great, I passed. He's not passing, though, is he? Let's be honest. He's not passing. I just did have a thought, actually, because the show doesn't have any nuance, and yet it's pitched at an age where people would understand nuance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pitched higher than like you would. It's not like really young CBBC. It's like early teens CBBC.
Yeah, it's about 13-year-olds.
About 13-year-olds, like the age that Sadie J is meant to be.
You're walking to school by yourself at this point.
But, you know, CBBC's got shows like Tracy Beaker with loads of fucking nuance in it.
Yeah.
And kids are fine with that and understanding that. And it's like they've thought that 13-year-olds are a lot more stupid than they are. Because as a 24-year-old thinking about 13 sounds really young, right? But like when I was 13,
you're in big school.
Yeah. And you're watching big boy TV, and you know you're allowed to be home alone, and this, that, the other. Like you aren't. I think you aren't as young as people think, which can be, I think, forgot. Obviously, you don't want to pitch something too. you know, you don't want to make it too grown up,
and
too
it is
adult.
a sitcom.
And it is a sitcom, but I think it's really, really hard to strike that balance between like age appropriate and condescending. Yeah. Because the show is a bit condescending.
Yeah. I feel condescended too.
I feel condescended too. I'm 24.
So in that episode, Kit basically says, this is an example of Sadie J being awful. And as we go through the individual episodes that we want to talk about, they will all have he says, don't respond, I don't want him to visit. She takes his phone and is like, hi, I would love you to visit.
By the way, at this point does she know what he looks like?
Yeah, she sees a picture.
Okay, yeah, she sees a picture of him. And she's like, I want that fit guy. This 13-year-old girl is like, I want that fit boy to visit. I think they're meant to be about 15, aren't they?
At this point, yeah.
At this point, yeah. But yeah,
she doesn't give a fuck.
Without Kit. In fact, it's not even without Kit's permission. It's strictly against Kit's permission. Like he has taken away permission for her to do this. He said, no, don't do that. She lacks any forethought whatsoever. She never questions why people are asking her to do what she wants to do. She just does it because it's what she wants to do, and she probably assumes that they're asking her to do it because they want to punish her, or they don't want her to be happy.
Yes.
So she goes and invites him.
And when he's there, Kit... Oh, yeah, so they find out why Kit is pretending to be... Why he doesn't want him there, basically. Yeah. Because he's ashamed of himself. And her and Edie are like, what are we going to do? Because they have this, like, weird accent, don't they?
Yeah,
it's like,
Southern kids.
Yeah. So this is what I mean about no nuance, but this isn't the show. This is just Sadie. She goes to Yolo and says, Kit hates you, in an attempt to get him to go away. Yeah. It's like, there's an in-between here. Yeah. And she never, ever gets any comeuppance whatsoever. No. So at the end, basically, I can't remember how... I think Kit basically just comes out and says, like, I love Gaga. And
his cousin says...
So what?
I love you or whatever, and I just want you to be who you are.
What he says is, just because I love rugby, I don't expect everyone else to. Yeah. It's like, yeah, because you're a normal person.
And it turns out that, you know, Kit's been feeling a bit alienated and he's been pretending to like something. So he has something in common with his lovely cousin. Who's a lovely boy.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, what people in Kit's life are like that make him feel like he needs to pretend to be so clearly something's going on in the background for Kit. It can't be easy being the 14-year-old GBF whose friends constantly ruin his life because they're going against his entire wishes.
Yeah.
And she never like apologises for anything either.
No, she never does. So because things turn out okay for Kit, she doesn't have to apologise.
Yeah, because it's not like there wasn't even like a moment of Kit being really angry, was there? It was just like a moment of Kit panicking.
Yeah.
Because his cousin's coming in. It's not like he doesn't even really seem to process the fact that his supposed friend has gone directly against his wishes for her own personal gain and messed his life up.
Yep. When it's all out in the open, they hug. And his cousin and Kit hug, and it goes in slow motion, and the music changes, and it's weird.
It's like acoustic guitar.
I lost my fucking mind.
They actually are in love, and then
I lost my mind,
and it does go in slow motion for like 2 seconds of the show. And then the music changes back and it's like nothing happened.
Hey, Kit! Crisis over. Yolo is out of here. A duet? Which means the end. Getting quite good at this, aren't I?
What do you mean he's out of here?
I told him everything, so he's going.
I just want to say that...
You don't have to. Sadie told me what she told you. That's why you're going, isn't it?
Yeah, why would I want to stay now?
Outrageous.
Exactly what I thought.
Not Kit. You.
Me? What have I done?
Hated on our BFF, that's what. Just because he prefers dance and drama to fighting and farting.
Yeah, Kit put on that crazy macho persona and that shapeless polyester jersey just to stop you judging him. He hates rugby.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I do. I'm fabulous and proud. Like it or love it. I love Gaga.
So what? Just because I like rugby, I don't expect everyone else to. I can't believe you think I judge you like that, kid. We're cousins, mates. I'd like you whatever you liked. I could never hate you. I thought you hated me, that's what she said.
Obviously, just got lost in translation. I guess this means Kit can finally be who he is in front of you.
As long as I can be who I am in front of him.
Deal.
So does this mean I get to date YOLO now? What? What's a shot?
It's bizarre,
It's
is what
bizarre.
it is.
Guys, you know they're cousins, right?
Another thing that Sadie does to Kit is so this is one time that he does get angry with her. So it's the last episode that he's in, because he's replaced, basically he moves to Brazil, and Sadie in the next episode needs to find a quote-unquote bling friend. So we get a new Kit for the last bit of series 3, but in the one where he's moving to Brazil, he's sad because his parents are getting divorced and his dad's moving to Brazil and wants him to go with him, and he's conflicted and sad. And Sadie wants to get JLS tickets, so she's talking to Kit's mum.
God, the hardships, like, oh, Kit's parents are going through a divorce. Sadie J wants JLS
sorry,
tickets.
in this one it's actually One Direction tickets.
One Direction tickets.
So she's talking to Kit's mum, and she's like, how can I cheer him up? And she looks at the camera, because there's looking to camera stuff in this. Yeah. It really is an in-between between Miranda and Fleabag, actually.
Yeah, but worse.
And she looks at the camera after his mum says, how can I cheer him up? And she says, I couldn't. Could I? And she asks for 2 tickets so that she can take Kit to see One Direction. And later in the episode, Kit is like, Sadie, that is awful.
It's like a lot of the things that Sadie wants, that she goes out and tries to get for herself, also happen to be something that she could pass off as being selfless.
Yes.
Like the One Direction teacher, like, oh, but it's for Kit.
Yeah.
Because she's doing it with, like, but she's always got an ulterior motive. She never does anything selflessly.
There's the episode where there's a prom happening.
Yes.
At the high school, and the cheer-ups, the cheerleaders, are deciding who can and can't go, because they're the committee, basically. Yeah. And Dee Dee.
Can you imagine if a school actually did that?
Honestly,
let a committee of students decide who couldn't go.
None of it takes place in school. The buying of the tickets actually happens in the diner.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dee Dee is running a sort of campaign called Get Babcock to the Ball, because she has a nerd friend who's not allowed to go because she's not.
Her surname's Babcock, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Teresa Babcock. Yeah, she's not allowed to go because she's not cool enough. So Dee Dee makes these signs, like brains are beautiful is one of them. Another one is...
Teresa Babcock's actually quite pretty.
She is, yeah. And she's basically railing against, like, we need to challenge society's idea of what cool is.
OMG, Deeds! I came as soon as I got your voicemail. Is it true?
Yep, the cheer-ups are holding their very own prom.
That's
an abomination against the whole of womankind.
That's not the phrase I was looking for.
They're also holding a prom queen competition. They want to crown the most fabulous girl in town.
No way! This is it! This is my moment! I never dreamed I'd get a chance to be prom queen. Result!
And get this, you can only enter if you can get into the prom, so they're vetting everyone they sell tickets to. Unless you can meet their archaic, misogynistic criteria of what a cool girl looks like, you're out.
And what are their archaic, misogynistic criteria for what a cool girl looks like?
No denim, and no sneakers. They actually refused to let Teresa Babcock attend because she was too much of a boring brainiac.
Not Brainiac Babcock, the human snorefest.
Sadie doesn't give a fuck. She's just like, I want to go to the prom.
It's weird how the show paints like feminism as a nerdy thing.
Honestly, there's a sign that says, "I am not a cheerleader, I am a free woman."
and they're portrayed as they're a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that Sadie J was this political.
Pink Stinks is another one. It's like, most of the time, Dee Dee is correct. Like, there's an episode where...
Oh, not that time, though, because Elsie is wearing entirely pink today. Everything she's wearing is pink.
Yep, everything.
Everything, pink everything. Mm-hmm. Carry on.
Yeah, there's an episode where there's a rival diner, and Dee Dee is like, no, it's sucking the lifeblood from the independent one.
Just look at all this trash. They lure you in with their comfy sofas and their free gifts, and before you know it, you've sold your soul for a frothy coffee and a baseball cap.
But this is where all the cool kids hang. Even I know the cool kids don't say cool kids.
And besides, these people aren't cool, they're shallow and fickle.
You've so much to learn from them.
Look, Captain Skylo always stood up for the little guy. And this place is a galactic bully. Miss V can't compete with this place. Every time you take a sip of that shake, you're draining the lifeblood from the Y.
And it's yummy.
The Y is dying.
Ha! You have a good life.
That's treated as a joke. She's always right.
Yes.
But Sadie and Kit are awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this episode, Sadie realises that if she can get into Kit's show choir, if she can sing, she'll be allowed to go to the prom.
Yes.
But she can't sing, and Dee Dee's a really good singer. So she auditions, but she's miming to Dee Dee's voice.
Yes.
Dee Dee agrees to do this if Sadie J will convince the committee to let Babcock go to the ball.
Right. Yes, she does.
So she gets in. Everyone's applauding her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm great." And Dee Dee was like, "Well, that was me. Now are you going to get Babcock to the ball?"
How good am I? Well, technically, I sang it. I know, I'm brilliant. Okay, fine. I've done that for you. How are you going to pull these strings and get Teresa to get to the prom for me?
You bought that rubbish. Gaga, I'm good.
Sadie, why did I ever trust you?
Oh, come on, Deeds. My dad has more of a chance of being prom queen than her. The Babcock wouldn't know Fabulous if it tapped her on the shoulder and went, "Hey, I'm Fabulous McFabulous, but my mates call me Fabby."
It's like, that's your best friend.
Yeah.
So then, because she still has to perform at the prom and she needs Dee Dee on side for that, she's like, right, I better find a way to get Teresa into this prom.
Yeah.
So she dresses Teresa Babcock up as a waitress, and she has to go to the prom as a waitress.
Yep.
And
so
she's
fulfilled her end of the brief because Teresa's there.
And Dee Dee is like...
As the help.
And Dee Dee's like, that is awful. But because Teresa's kind of into it, Dee Dee just does it as well. And then it ends up, everything works out for Sadie in the end.
And because she gets so lucky every time... like you said, she never has any comeuppance.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about the worst episode?
Is that the wedding one?
The wedding one,
this is
yes.
bad.
I don't get it. What's the big deal about being a bridesmaid?
Excuse me? You watched the royal wedding.
No, it clashed with the space cargo marathon. Besides, it was just a feudalistic celebration of patriarchal hegemony.
Enough for the meta words, Deeds. Feast your eyes on total perfection. On her royal hotness, Pippa Middleton.
Princess Kate's more famous sister, the bridesmaid who stole the show. Wedding.
So anyway, Perfect Pippa has made being a bridesmaid a big deal. Bridesmaid and Mundo readers even voted her #1 bridesmaid of all time.
I still don't get it. A whole magazine just about bridesmaids.
Duh, they're the new brides.
More than brides. The bride's a sideshow.
Kit's right. I'd give my life savings to be in this magazine.
Or you could save your 37 pence and just apply for the Bridesmaid of the Month competition.
OMLG, all you have to do is send in a pic of you and your bride beside the bridal car. The most bodacious bride wins a 6-page spread.
You want to explain this one?
Right. So, Sadie's aunt is coming over from where she lives in
LA.
with her American partner to get married in the UK. And Sadie's aunt's brother, obviously, is going to be giving his sister away. So Sadie is going to be a bridesmaid. And she's got it in her head that she's going to be this. Kit's going to be her stylist. It's going to be her day. She's going to enter this, like, competition.
It's a wedding magazine, and she wants to be bridesmaid of the month.
Yeah, so she's going to enter that.
Cue lots of timely royal wedding references.
Yeah, lots and lots of references to the royal wedding.
It's so weird.
Lots of Pippa Middleton references, which is weird for a kids show. And then when Sadie meets her aunt, which she's not seen in years, so in my opinion, it's very nice that her aunt has asked her to be bridesmaid, considering she doesn't know this girl very well.
Can I interrupt quickly to talk about her aunt and her fiancé?
Yeah.
They are two of the best characters in the entire show, and they only show up once. And so her aunt is like if Nessa from Gavin and Stacey was forthcoming with her affection. Like, she's lovely.
She's very lovely.
And she's got this, like, biker fiancé who's got, like sort of Americana, like, bandanas, the leathers, and he's just so nice.
He's very nice as well.
They're an amazing couple, and I love them.
They are.
Well, you still got it, sis.
You never had it, bro. These guns don't quit. That's your aunt from LA. Where's the glitz? Where's the glam? Where's the A-list Hollywood style?
What the hell was I supposed to know she'd gone biker bonkers in the last decade? Maybe Earl's more California cool.
Oh, Sadie. Earl, Sadie.
So,
It's Bigfoot in a bandana. How rockin' is Sass gonna look as my bridesmaid suits?
real rockin', I reckon.
You're gonna love your dress, baby girl.
You bought me
her
a dress?
As if I made a dress. So?
It's a real one-off.
Not quite. It's an exact copy of mine.
You're kidding, right?
But Sadie doesn't appreciate this.
Well, Sadie meets them and has her dreams shattered of this, like, LA wedding that she's got it in her head that they're like that they're going to have,
because her aunt has made her a dress, and it's rad as fuck.
It's pretty cool.
And she says it matches mine, and that's so cute that she wants her bridesmaid to match her own wedding dress.
But it doesn't even match hers. It's an exact replica. They're going to have the same dress. I think that is really cute if you look at it. It's very sweet. She wants her niece to wear the same thing as her.
And it's like purple and black, sort of gothic, kind of steampunky sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of situation.
And Sadie turns to the camera and she goes, "No!"
Yes.
Like that.
And so the side plot of this episode is that Dee Dee wants to go to she wants to go to, like, a signing for her favourite character from from Sadie J's Star Trek. And I don't know why they don't just say Star Trek. They say every other pop culture reference. But they've made up a Star Trek for this show, and it's like the main character from that who's doing a signing. And she wants someone to go with her. And Sadie and Kit are both like, no, absolutely not. This bridesmaid dress is horrendous. Bye, see you later, nerd. And
they ruin the dress. They
Kit
redesign it, basically.
Accidentally, in like a fluster, accidentally rips something off it. And he goes, he's like, he's like, oh my God, I'm really sorry, because I think deep down in his heart, he knows Sadie's going to have to wear this horrible dress. Yeah, so he knows that Sadie's going to have to wear this dress because he's not fucking deluded. But Sadie thinks, oh, wow, that's what a good idea, and decides to take a pair of scissors and edit this dress that's been made for her, which, luck being on her side, as it always is, her aunt likes what she's done to the dress.
And asks her to change her own.
Yeah, so they still match. Very nice, lovely. Then Sadie sees the car that they're going to be arriving to in the to the wedding in, or to the church in, and it's an old, battered, knocked up Peugeot or something with a door that doesn't match. And Sadie goes, oh my God, what's the point in having a nice dress if you're not going to arrive in a nice car? Blah,
I'm never
blah,
going
blah.
to be in the magazine now.
Yeah, or something like that. And she goes through this whole of like she's going to wreck the car.
She fucking wants to destroy the car.
Yeah.
She almost sells it to the diner owner.
She like swaps it, doesn't she?
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
And then Mrs. V has already swapped it with something else by the time she finds out that the reason her lovely, lovely aunt wants this car at her wedding, through this video footage, she shows Sadie of her Sadie's mum, who we can only assume is dead, at her own wedding, saying that it's like the car that brought her and Sadie's dad together in.
Because he's a mechanic, she brings the car in.
That's how they meet.
He saves the car. She's like,
any words of wisdom for a single girl? I don't want to be a bridesmaid forever. It'll happen when it happens, Shirley. Just like it did for me and Steve-O. You know, from the moment I towed old Betty here into the garage, it was fate. 3 mechanics had told me she was a write-off. But Steve said he could save her, seeing as it was me. Hey, what are you doing here? I'm not supposed to see you till the church.
Come on, give me a break, lovey. How am I supposed to keep away from this beautiful, beautiful creature?
You mad boys. One morning, we've got our whole lives together. Thanks to Betty.
Right? Good old Betty, eh?
That car got you and Mum together.
I couldn't bear to get rid of it. Even when your mum died.
I'm so sorry, Dad. I didn't know.
I just want my marriage to be as happy as my big bro's was. So I thought starting it in the same car might help.
It will, I promise. It's going to be perfect, Mondo. James is on her. Guaranteed. That car is taking pride of place.
By the time they end up showing Sadie this footage, Sadie has dead-ass sold this car. Car's gone. The car is gone. This child has managed to sell or swap this car for something else so she doesn't have to go to the wedding in it. Car's gone.
And she's instantly forgiven because she didn't know about the story.
So her aunt's really lovely about it. She shows them this lovely home footage of Sadie's mum. The car had genuine sentimental value and this child was fucked up a wedding. And they managed to get the car back.
That's so good. Yeah, they
and
do
then
in
the
the end,
car
it's
doesn't
fine.
start, so they can't go to the church anyway. So they end up getting married in the garage. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, they do.
Oh, they do? Okay, I didn't watch the end.
At the end of the episode, for some reason, the sci-fi guy that Dee Dee went to the signing for is there, and he officiates it. But I don't remember why he's there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because Captain Kirk can officiate weddings, can't he?
Exactly.
So we know that.
We know that. So the worst thing that Sadie fucking does is ruin an entire wedding.
I don't know. I think there's one to match this.
Okay. Well, I just think it's... What I was thinking this entire episode was, how did a family as lovely as that manage to have a daughter so fucking unbearable? Because the aunt is lovely, the uncle is lovely, the dad is lovely.
Because usually...
It's just dead mum, that's the excuse.
Yeah, the little brother character is often, like, the annoying one. They're perfectly lovely.
They're
like,
lovely.
Yeah, they're nice.
You'd be lucky to have kids like them.
Yeah, you would.
Because they're actually really intelligent as well.
Yeah.
Really intelligent, they're really funny, they're just mates, that's it.
Yeah, it's like their general thing is like, maybe there's one episode where they're all about swapping cards.
Yes.
Maybe there's one episode where they're all about who can get the most signatures on their arm casts.
Yeah.
Like, there's also one
It's just
where...
a competition with them, but that's it.
It says that I am in a very bad mood.
Okay.
Well, ask me why then.
Why?
Why? Colin Robbins, that's why. The most boring boy in the whole school has got a 2-page spread in the paper with his crisp packet collection.
Crisp packet collection.
He's been collecting them since he was 6. Now he's just broken the record for having the most crisp packets ever.
That's weird.
No, it's not. He auctioned them off for Granny, and now he's famous. It's not fair. I eat way more crisp packets than him.
True.
I want to break a record now. For Granny Aid.
No, to get famous. So, what are you good at?
Nothing.
There's one where they try and become DJs because there's a cooler kid in the class that is a DJ.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play a clip from that because
basically in that episode, Jake, the friend, his girlfriend that he didn't ask for in the first place has left him for this DJ, and suddenly he's realised he wants this girl back, so they become DJs to win this girl back, and as soon as he gets her back, he don't want her anymore.
But the actual DJ sets...
it's awful.
It's so bad. It's like
she calls him Jakey Baby.
Yeah, it's like this little kid rapping to Wham. It's bizarre.
Come, people! Ain't nobody rocked to a bit of retro before? Get wise to the Whamsters. What's this? This ain't my banging beat. Maxi smells a rat. I think these guys are trying to cheat. But no matter what the tune, my rhymes will get you on your feet. Lyrics so fly, even Wham sounding street. Old school, new school, quid pro quo. Take these beats and I make it my own. Old school rocks, are you feeling my flow? DJ to the max, and I'm stealing this show.
Anyway, I think it's literally the second episode where Sadie does what I think is one of the worst things a person can do, right? So... Okay, maybe not, like, on the scale of, like, there's murder, isn't there?
There's murder, yeah, but then...
Yeah. So, she has JLS tickets.
Yeah.
She has to be accompanied by an adult.
Yeah.
She's going to go with her dad. Her dad is so excited about it.
He is.
Then she realises that she's going to be embarrassed by her dad, and she's got to find a cooler adult. Dee Dee's mum is that cool adult, but... She's taking Dee Dee on that same day to a Robot Wars convention that Dee Dee's got a submission for.
Yeah.
So she does Operation Parent Swap. She tells Dee Dee's mum that Dee Dee is embarrassed of her.
Yeah, which Dee Dee isn't.
Yeah.
Because Dee Dee's mum is cool.
Yeah. So she gets her own dad to take Dee Dee. Now she's going with Dee Dee's mum, and Dee Dee's being taken by Steve.
Yeah.
And you know, Steve's disappointed
because he really wanted to see JLS.
Yeah. Which is completely realistic.
Yeah.
But then he gets really into Robot Wars, and the two of them make a fantastic robot together, and they're well excited.
Yeah.
Then Sadie realises that Dee Dee's mum isn't as cool as she thought she was, and she wants her dad back. So she smashes up the robot.
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
What a horrible bitch.
Yeah. So then her dad comes into her room wearing the Robot Wars t-shirt, like really down
excited,
for it. And she's like, oh, good news, we're seeing JLS again. And he's like, but that robot was perfect. Why did Dee Dee smash it up? Because that's what she tells him.
That's the line that Sadie's given
So
him,
Sadie is like, well, she just felt that it wasn't good enough. Yeah, but that robot was perfect. Or maybe it wasn't the robot. Maybe it was something closer
else.
to home in this room in overalls. Like making Steve think that he's not good enough.
You're the reason, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Where in actual fact, Dee Dee's had quite a good time.
Anyway, on the bright side, at least we get to go to the concert together.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a yay!
Yay.
Bless. I'll get over it. Come on, close the door on your way out. I've got a concert outfit to plan.
What?
See ya.
So this is, I think, the only consequences she ever faces, and it's in episode 2. So everyone finds out what she's done.
Yeah.
They're like, you smashed the robot, you've lied to us, you're terrible. You can only go to that concert if Dee Dee forgives you. So what she does is she spends all night rebuilding the robot, but better. Which I still think is like, yeah, you can do that, but you still did what you did.
Yeah.
So she rebuilds it, and they're like, oh, everything's fixed. So they're going to go to the robot convention, but the robot destroys the JLS tickets. So she does face consequences.
Yes, but only those consequences haven't been put in place by a person. Those consequences are accidental, so they don't count anyway.
It's awful. I don't understand why she's like a stone cold bitch, and I hate her.
She is a stone cold bitch. And I know it's a TV show for kids, but you do really want her to see You want to see her get her comeuppance. Because she doesn't apologise for things. If I did anything half as... Like, I'd be grounded. I'm in my room. I'm not doing anything. I've had something taken off me. She's not... like, her dad's nice, but she ain't parented at all, is she?
No, because it's rare that the three threads of plot ever connect, actually.
No, yeah.
Like, I don't think you ever... Well, you do see her interact with her brother, but not in a meaningful way, ever.
No. Which is sort of why
because the show's far too lazy for that.
Well, that's sort of why the whole, like, girl in a boy's world thing does fall apart, because she doesn't... Because the dad has his own plot, the brothers have... You know, the brother and his friend have their own plot. You know, sometimes Dee Dee has her own plot. It's just Sadie bossing around with Kit, causing issues, and then getting lucky that those issues resolve themselves.
Yeah.
But she's a horrible, horrible person. You wouldn't want to be friends with her.
So those
I would actually clobber her if she was mine. I would never hit my own child, but I don't
someone
like
else's.
Her. Someone else's, I would hurt. Yeah. You wouldn't want her to be your kid because you wouldn't be proud of her. She's not one of those children that you go, oh, you'd be so lucky to have a child like Sadie. You wouldn't.
That is a terrible thing to say, isn't it? Like, if she was your daughter, you wouldn't be proud of her.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a damning indictment.
She's not handled... Because she does this whole... Like, even in the theme song, she says she'd love another girl around the place.
Who should be her. Someone to back me up so I always have the last word.
That's why she wants another woman around. Not so she can have a mother. Not that she misses her mum. Just that she wants things her own way.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you clearly don't need another girl around the place to get things your own way, because you're getting them anyway.
Yeah.
You fuck around in everyone's life and nothing bad ever happens to you. And that is just the most frustrating thing in the world.
Wow.
We've said a lot. I didn't realise I had this much to say about this fucking show.
I didn't know that you did either. Wow, you got a lot of... Do you feel better?
Actually, I do. I feel it's quite...
Good.
It's been quite therapeutic for me to get all of this off my chest.
So I've got to get something off my chest now.
Go for it.
Well, I want to circle back to the pop cultural references.
Right, yeah, go for it.
Because Sadie's personal hero is Cheryl.
Yeah.
I don't know what her surname is now. I don't know. Yeah, I know.
We've just gone back to her own.
I remember I was talking to my dad about Cheryl Cole, and he hates Cheryl Cole.
Why?
Because she twatted a toilet attendant while shouting racial slurs at her.
Yeah, but wouldn't she, like, hit in her own relationship?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you
can't... No, it does. Adrian, you can't hate a victim.
But she also twatted a toilet attendant while shouting racial slurs.
So you can't hate the toilet attendant either. No, I'm joking. Yeah, she does. She's a victim of her own success, isn't she? She's one of those came to fame, never really... so young, she's never really lived in the real world.
Yeah.
Thinks she can get away with doing things like twatting a toilet attendant and...
I said in
saying racial slurs and getting away with it.
I said in a year 8 humanities class... for some reason we were talking about Cheryl Cole, and I said, yeah, she's racist, isn't she? And my teacher said, how can she be racist, Elsie? She married a black man. And all the class laughed at me. So that's a fun story, isn't it?
What teacher was this?
Well, you don't know them.
No, but I wanted to know what they teach.
Humanities.
Yeah, which one? Just all of them?
When you're in year 8, they kind of mix them together.
So sort of like the RE type situation.
Yeah. So
your RE philosophy and ethics teacher was telling you that if you marry a black man, you can't be racist.
That's right, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Good lesson.
It's sort of like, oh, well, you know, if you eat a food that you don't like, well, you can't eat it because you can't hate it because you've eaten it.
Yep, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
Makes complete sense. So
sometimes you don't know that you hate a food. You've tried it.
I
don't know that you're a racist, so you married a black man.
I don't think it's a perfect analogy. It's not one for one, but yeah, fine.
Similar.
No, it's not.
It is.
So Sadie J is... I mean, this really shows the age of the show. That the biggest celebrity in the UK at that point was Cheryl Cole.
It's amazing how quickly, like, Cheryl Cole just frittered into insignificance. Because who the fuck what does she do these days? I forgot she exists.
She had that Hairspray advert, didn't she? That was like, from my first ballet competition to going out tonight. Do you remember that?
Why are you going out? You're like 50.
Oh,
how old is she?
I don't know.
Not that 50-year-olds can't go out. We know your dad.
They often do.
You know your dad loves to have a pop at the clubs in York, doesn't he?
He does. Well, no, it was in Hull that he went to the gay club until 5 in the morning.
He tried to take you to.
Oh, it was an idea.
World, wasn't it?
It was an idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We didn't go in the end.
Aww.
But yeah, in Hull, he's There's a poster. There's a poster in Sadie J's room of Cheryl Cole, and she occasionally talks to it and it talks back. Like, she does something bad and Cheryl's like, "Why, I man pet, you gone too far this time."
Maybe that's why Sadie likes Cheryl Cole so much, because Cheryl Cole is also a nasty bitch.
Makes mistakes.
Yeah.
And this was also...
And Sadie J is scared of foreigners, clearly.
This was very much at the time when the ITV2 mafia was trying to make her into the nation's sweetheart.
Do you remember when X Factor was like an actual...
thing that people watched?
Well, people do still watch it, and I forget, living, with you guys, that people do, families still watch Saturday night TV, but not in the way we used to. It used to be bigger.
I want to know
Britain's
why.
Got Talent used to have a chokehold over... Well, because it was in the glory days before streaming, wasn't it? And now you can watch whatever the fuck you want on a Saturday night.
And I think people began to get wise to the exploitative nature of those shows as well.
And the thing is, most of the people who watch it now were the people who were watching it back in 2011. It's not like people have grown up and it's gained a new audience.
God, no.
So it's like
Because
people have just got tired of it because it's had its day.
Love Island has swept up that would-be audience. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think more like reality shows have taken over talent shows.
Reality shows are coming back as well, aren't they? Like, they're making a bit of a comeback.
yeah.
But talent shows, there's only so
No.
much shite you can watch.
Yeah. I would like for variety shows to make a comeback.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I'm going to do an episode on the Slammer at some point, and I'll probably
The
talk...
Slammer! I forgot about the Slammer.
Yeah.
Please don't give that to someone else. I want that one.
You can have that one, but Adrian's got to be in it.
Okay.
Because it's one of his favourite shows.
bloody loved the Slammer.
Oh, we need to talk about this. We've never spoken about this.
Bloody loved because I forgot that it existed.
The Slammer was brilliant.
Do you remember the episode where that guy dances in that giant slinky to Popcorn by Hot Butter?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I remember.
Now, that is why variety shows are good. Like, talent show, I mean, that's why
And the guy that dances in, like, the giant balloon. Yeah.
That's, I think, why the audition stages of Britain's Got Talent were the things that people watched.
People
rather
didn't
than...
care after that.
Yeah, no, God, no. So the nation craves variety shows, but without the cruelty of the audition.
Well, it's like the original TikTok. It's why You've Been Framed was so popular.
Yeah.
Easy watch. I think this is why people like Gogglebox so much as well, because it's like it's entertainment, but you don't have to commit to watching a full show.
Yeah, it's like entertainment for the ADHD Twitter generation.
Yeah.
It's like you can only focus on one nugget of entertainment at a time before, like, 5 seconds tops,
Yeah. No, yeah. Bring it back, I say.
Bring back variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the 70s.
Like the 70s, yeah. Like we'd know.
They were big in the 70s, though. Like, what was the Good Old Days? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I think so.
So, Pixie Lott was in an episode.
Fuck me, was she?
Yeah, Pixie Lott was in an episode.
What
because
episode?
I don't know. I meant to watch it before I spoke about it.
Fair enough. Happens to the best of us.
But that is a very Pixie Lott thing to do, is to turn up on kids' TV in 2011.
I could have sworn it's had a few more cameos than that as well.
So who were the other cameos?
Little Mix are credited as themselves.
That's incredible.
Paul Hollywood is credited as Bjorn Ulysses.
He looks like a Bjorn Ulysses and all.
But yeah, just a few people I remember being in it.
listen to this. A soundtrack for the show was to be released sometime in 2013. It would include songs from and inspired by the show, including original songs by Georgia Locke, who played Sadie J, alongside other songs by artists such as The Wanted and Cheryl Cole.
Brilliant.
This idea was probably scrapped as of the final episode. In early 2013, a complete box set of Sadie J was announced by the BBC to be released in Christmas 2013. However, on the 1st November 2013, the BBC stated that since the soundtrack was postponed, there wouldn't be a point to the DVD, and neither of those things got made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that's the end of Sadie J.
That's how it ended. That is how it ended.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing. That's why it's not an iPlayer, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. They're ashamed.
We've had to watch it on YouTube.
Yep.
Where it is, thankfully.
Yeah. Some hero uploaded it.
Some hero who's downloaded it and then re-uploaded it to YouTube.
Like, imagine how much this ages it, right? So Kit is saying, no, you can't get a Cheryl. Cheryl's a queen. Cheryl's a diva. It goes Madonna, Gaga, Cheryl. Does it go Madonna, Gaga, Cheryl?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It fucking does not.
It's like, who do you think you are?
Dramatic pause. Sass, you know Cheryl about as well as I know the offside rule.
Oh, it's simple. When you pass the last defender and...
Never said I wanted to know it.
Kit, you've got to help me. You follow her tweets. You get Shiz alert sent to your mobile whenever she breaks a nail. If anyone can get to her, you can.
Sass, you don't get it. Shizza is off limits. It goes Gaga, Madonna, Cheryl. Cheryl at the Y? Ain't never gonna happen, girlfriend.
Do you have any final comments about this show that I kind of hate but kind of love?
I think it's hugely problematic, which is probably why why BBC has like attempted to seemingly distance itself from it, because it's quite. You know how we were talking about how the friendship dynamic in MI High and how it's like, it shows that there can be, friendships across the different social categories. It's like they tried to do that in Sadie J, but really badly, because they're really nasty to Dee Dee all the time.
Yeah. And Dee Dee is correct about most things, apart from when she goes like too hard on the feminism and she's like, I am not a cheerleader. I am a free woman.
And it's like,
do you hate women?
No, but also props to her for standing up for what she believes in.
Yeah, always did.
Because Sadie J will ditch anything if it gets her what she wants. She's got no belief. She stands for nothing.
She lacks a spine. Evil.
She just wants what she wants, and she's got it out for anyone who will stand in her way. And I hate the bitch. I hate her. I've said it.
It feels like
I hate a child.
A misogynistic and homophobic show, because it's so bad it makes me hate the girls and the gays. It feels like
I hate
the show...
that girl and I hate that gay.
The show feels like it hates women.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
I feel bad for how much time we've spent dunking on Sadie J and not raising Keith up, because Keith is just the best character.
I know.
He's so unbothered by everything.
Yeah, don't worry. I will be putting plenty of Keith clips in here, because I don't think our words can actually do him justice.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What have you done?
It's not as bad as it looks, boss.
No, it's worse. I only asked you to change the oil.
I know, but cars hate me today. It's like I'm cursed. Everything I touch goes bad. See? I'm the world's worst mechanic.
No, that's not because cars hate you. It's, you just got to be a bit more careful, mate. That's all. That's a coincidence.
His characterisation of that is so good.
Is fantastic, and you know how the dad is like painted as a pushover?
Yeah.
I think, you know how... So Keith, his stereotype is that he's actually very bad at being a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a mechanic's apprentice, but he's very shit at it.
Kind of a layabout.
And Steve is a pushover, so he's... Well, obviously he likes Keith, but he's also too nice to tell Keith to fuck off.
Yeah, Keith lives there as well. He's a live-in apprentice.
Yeah, he's a live-in apprentice. But it makes you wonder about the apprentices who have come before, who have clearly been scared off by the fact that Steve has got one horrible fucking daughter the mechanics of yore who were really, really good at their jobs that didn't want to live there because Sadie J was just an annoying brat. Makes you think.
I feel like we've had a lot of final word moments.
I think we have.
This, yeah.
If you ask me to give you another, I'll keep going. I can keep giving you final words for the rest of the evening, but it's 10:30, and I've got a bit of a cold and all my painkillers have worn off, so now I'm a bit sweaty.
Well, I think that's maybe time to do the socials.
Twitter is at Thoughts TV. You do it.
Twitter is at Thoughts__TV.
And then Instagram is at Thoughts TV, but the O is a 0.
Easy. And if you want to email us, ThoughtsTV2002.
Please send us emails because we've actually had a few emails.
And we love them.
Those of you who have sent us emails, it's been the best parts of our day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch Sadie J, but only do it once because it'll really hurt your head.
You aren't going to enjoy it, that's the thing.
But also you might because we kind of half did.
Well, I think I enjoy it in a, nostalgic way. But that's what this show's about.
That's the podcast.
That's the podcast.
Night, everyone.
Night, everyone.